Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review Monster of Frankenstein Marvel Essentials. And volume one, I'm going to call this, the Monster of Frankenstein. I'm going to call this a graphic novel. And well, it is. It's even listed as graphic novels by term. It's kind of these completely Marvel graph, but what this is a collection of comic books in one giant book right here. And they're all in black and white. And Howie Cat said that the essentials are ones that they print these in black and white because it's cheaper, but you get more comics. And it's cool because I was mentioning the thing when I did my evolution of horror and stuff like that about my mother, and it's depressing, not letting me get stuff like this. I forgot to mention one thing. Second grade, we had someone practice baseball, which I mean maybe a year before Little League or something like that. I only went in there 1 year, and I remember there was a storm. I was sitting right next to my friend, and I said, "Boy, that storm looks kind of neat." I said, "Yeah, wouldn't it be cool if there was a haunted house there too?" That's the only thing I said. I also heard, "Jason, Jason, Jason." And I went, and my mother was—I don't know how close my mother was. She was in the crowd. She said, "If you talk about haunted houses anymore, I'm gonna deck you." And that's how she was. Well, anyways, I had memories of these comics, these monster comics. Kindergarten, first grade, I was in a different school district. I was in Northwestern. My best friend at the time, Eric Mikovich, this is before I met John. I met John in second grade. And he brought a whole bunch of these to school. It was Monster Frankenstein, Tomb of Dracula, I think Werewolf by Night, and also Ghost Rider. I said, man, these comics are really cool. But I knew I wouldn't be allowed to get any of these. And for the longest time, I always was curious about them. And now, thank my buddy Howard Cat sent me this. I can check out Monster Frankenstein. And in a lot of ways, I wasn't allowed to get them when I was little, but I think I can appreciate them better now. And also, you have that nostalgia from childhood, even if it's something you never really read, but you wanted to read real bad. And this is really a great collection. It starts off more with the traditional telling of the Frankenstein mythos and stuff like that, and all his stuff with the original mad scientist, Dr. Frankenstein. A lot of people, I mean, they always say Frankenstein to call him the monster, but it's actually Frankenstein was the guy who created him. That we all do that. And I know how he kept calling him Frankie. And they actually call him Frankie a little bit throughout the comic book. And it has him battling like bears and monsters, including Dracula and the Werewolf by Night. And, well, the weird thing with the Werewolf by Night one is they actually had like called a Satanist in there and Satan worship, and they were talking about soul transference and stuff like that. Now, my thing, I know it was based off the popularity of Anton LaVey at the time. I remember seeing something about him and watching my dad and myself, and they showed photos of him with some celebrities, and of course Marilyn Manson. I figured that, and then my dad was shocked. He posed with like Sammy Davis Jr. and like Jane Mansfield and stuff like that, But I wonder. My thing is, I mean, they were having like some big sacrifice, and he went to the whole big spiel, oh Lord Satan, and all this other stuff. And I was wondering if, now I'm asking Howie Cat, if you know how parents are, if parents were complaining about that at the time. 'Cause I remember in second grade, I was a big fan of Kiss. I mean, I still like Kiss, but I mean, they were really big back then with the makeup and stuff. And I mentioned a couple of kids, you shouldn't listen to Kiss. That means Kids in Satan service. And all this other stuff. And then AC/DC meant something bad, which I didn't find out about till much, much later. It meant Antichrist, Devil Child. But it doesn't mean that. And then my one friend on the bus said, you like Devo. Devo is short for the devil. It is not. It's short for de-evolution. Other people. And Kiss didn't stand for kids or knights in Satan service anyways. It was just something that they were thinking of a name and someone just threw the name out without Kiss, and they stuck with it because it's like a 70s type thing, And the same kids that protested Kiss back then in second grade, whenever they changed their whole format and lost the makeup and stuff with animal eyes and stuff, they loved them. So, a little hypocritical if you ask me. But I mean, this is a fascinating book. I like it. Like I said, he fights more monsters. And John was talking to me about, there's something more about that Marvel's Essentials horror that I'm going to start They had like Lord of Satan, Satana, and stuff like that. I wonder if parents complained about that. Because John was saying like Stan Lee wanted to do like a comic series just called Satan, and they said no. And they changed like Son of Satan or something like that. Yeah, it was 9-2. Wow. Left the game early. Didn't see the human cannibal. Oh, well, I would have stayed to see that. And all of a sudden, he goes in time, he goes to modern day, and it's really neat. They have some really neat ideas. There's some disturbing, there's some violent stuff and some disturbing stuff, too. Like a thing when he meets the bunch of freaks, they did a couple of times. That was pretty disturbing. And also, they went into a really different direction. I don't want to give away any spoilers. There's one that, towards the end, the last couple of comics, there's one where he's on trains trying to save the president with this one girl, which is really interesting. Well, he formed speech early on in the movie, and then he's struck and I think Dracula scratched him or something like that, and he's unable to talk. And in some ways, he was really intelligent, and then they kind of dumbed him down a little bit, which kind of bad. I mean, you feel bad for the guy because he just wants to have friends and stuff like that, and not be a horrible monster. Like he can say, he just wants to be accepted by people. And also, there's one towards the very end there, the masquerade party, which is really, so they do accept him. They thought it was just a costume. They know it was really him. But I really enjoyed the movie. There's lots of stuff. It's very entertaining. There's lots of comics in here. I mean, just all connected. There's some really neat stuff, and there's some parts where it gets kind of violent too. But I really like this a lot. I mean, like I said, I wasn't allowed to get these as a kid, but I probably appreciate them more now than I would back then. Even though it was really cool back then, I probably would really appreciate it more now. But I want to thank Howard kept being kind of sent this to me. I give the Monster Frankenstein Marvel Essentials graphic novel, which is a collector comic. I'm going to say graphic novel. Full on 10 out of 10. It's fantastic and very entertaining. Definitely worth the read. Thank you very much for sending this to me, buddy. So I hope you liked this video, everyone. Until next time, please, take care, my legion.